Ooh, what's up, guys? Luca here. Lucatio, yes, the Ashen one, the Ashen Lucario, the Ashen Luca. It's me. I'm here with another stream on this fantastic Saturday. Yes, it's Saturday. It has been a very interesting week. A very interesting week in the Sony camp. I must admit, it's not looking all that good for Pony Nation. It's not looking all that good for Pony Central. It's looking a little shaky, actually. It's looking a little rough. I've seen BG and Jack have, a couple of breaks of the mental kind. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Weapon Wheel boys. Chris going back and forth with people. You know what I'm saying? I'm all like, Chris Righteous. That is. I've been seeing people. They've been going through it, y'all. They've been going through it, and I appreciate the energy and I appreciate the enthusiasm. I also appreciate seeing the energy and enthusiasm from my pony brethren, because let me tell you, this is a long time coming. This is a long time coming, and I love to see it. And the best part about it is, as a bot, as one of the resident bots, right? We went through the same thing. You know what I'm saying? We continuously go through the same thing, and just watching the ponies go through it has just been, it's been a delight. Honestly speaking, it delights me. All right, but anyway, what's up, Singer?
What's up? So something occurred to me, Luca,
What's up, buddy?
specifically for this week. L after L after L after
L
L.
after L
L.
after L after L after
Pony Nation's been
Pony
going through it.
going through it.
Oh, it's rough
Oh,
over there.
it's rough over there, man. It's tough.
It
Listen,
has
guys,
not been
let
a
me say
great
this.
week.
It's not been a great week, and we understand. Me and Singer, that is, because as the resident bots here, we're used to taking L's. So, how are y'all feeling? You'll get over it. You'll get used to it. You'll get used to it, especially with someone like Jim Ryan in charge. You will get used to L's eventually. You know
Man,
what
they
I'm
got
saying?
layoffs now. I heard there's layoffs with the visual arts group.
Yeah, when I
Mm,
don't take any delight in people being laid off, that's so
yeah.
I'm very sorry to hear that, but it's just an unfortunate timing overall. But what's up, Richard? Saying hope to come into the show, but we'll be later. Have a good show, okay? Blade X, Spencer, Arcade, Meat Puppet, Lionel, Sly, Max, Dom, Texas, Chris, what's up, buddy? Let me know if you want to link, Chris. Let's see here. Kenny, Atari Gaming, Autumn, what's up, girly? Phil, yes, it feels great to be a Nintendo fan this year. Nintendo boys are the only ones who are fucking winning at
Pretty
this
much,
point.
yeah.
Basically, yeah.
They got nothing. I mean, they still got trash hardware, but other than that, like
I
they're
mean, they still
good.
got the games. At the end of the day, what
They
matters
don't
is the
care,
games,
like
man.
they have blind anyway. They can't tell the difference between 480p and 720p, so they're just like,
Because
hey,
that's true.
I'm just enjoying games.
Yes.
Good for them.
Did I ever tell you about that time? This is one of this is from a couple years ago. I had to carry my 4K TV up the stairs and like get it set up by myself. As some of you know, I'm only 4'11", and I'm very
Tiny,
limp. I'm limp wristed, and I'm weak.
weak,
Okay,
weak.
I'm weak.
Okay,
My grandma
yeah.
actually, me and my grandma were working together to get my mattress on my the frame of my bed. Mind you, she's in her 70s and I'm 30, and I was 29 at the time, and she was stronger than me lifting the. It was looking. I was like, that's actually why I started lifting weights, because I was like, oh no, no, that is not okay. Anyway, I say that all
70,
that to say this:
70-year-old senior citizen.
outpacing me, yes,
Yes,
absolutely. But
it's
yeah,
terrible.
so I brought my television up, and this is why I refused to just buy a new TV, because the experience of setting my television up was so fucking traumatizing. I just never want to do it again, right? But I brought my television up, I got it set up, and I was so stressed, so tired, so angry after that I was on the phone with all day, and I was looking at Assassin's Creed Origins. Mind you, I went from a 720 32-inch television to a 4K 55-inch television, right? And I
Hmm.
was so stressed and angry that I was yelling at all day on the phone, like, I don't fucking see a difference. This fucking shit wasn't worth it. Fuck it. I can't tell the difference between 720p and 4K. And then after I had a night to sleep on it and, like, be removed from the trauma, I was like, actually, I can fucking tell the difference. Like, there's a clear fucking difference. And that's why I'm bringing up between this, because you mentioned um, all that
So
stuff.
you're saying anger and frustration blurs your vision? Is
It
that what you're
clouds
saying?
everybody's judgment. Yes,
Yeah. So
it
is
clouds
that
your
why
judgment.
is that why we got some ponies out here trying to say the show was good?
Well, that's just
Frustration.
pony mentality,
It
honestly speaking.
clouded my I don't know what everyone's upset about. I mean, looked like a good show to me.
No, what are those things called? Horse
Liars.
blinders? Is that what they're
Huh?
called?
Yep.
Oh
Horse
yeah, the
blinders.
horse
Yep.
blinders got them. Okay, they're fucking
Mhm.
ponies, man. But okay. So anyway, what's up, Iman? Um, all right. What's up, Gregor? Yes, I was. What's up, Shadai? Foxy. What's up, girly? Dom. What's up, Papa Boy? My boy, my boy, my boy. Saber was good. Let's see here. What's up, CKG? What's up, Def Floyd? Hashtag Legion of Scum. Yeah, it was a very yes. But what's up, Alexander? How's it going, buddy? But yeah, Geekhead was goody, my boy. Was goody. All right. So yeah. Slow, did I introduce you?
No, you didn't.
Okay. Slow Momius.
What up?
Backslappius.
Chilling.
Okay. So all right, let's do you think Sony was holding back games or the games were just here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. The same could be asked about Microsoft because they have all these studios and they announced all these games forever ago, right? But we've still not seen anything. And the same can be said for Sony. Like they have these studios that are working on games. Like you would assume they're fucking working on games, and yet they didn't show anything at this trash ass showcase. So in theory, yes, I think that they could be holding titles back. Now that being said,
Bro.
it's been 2 fucking years,
Luca.
man.
Luca.
2 years, yes.
Well,
If they turned out if it turns out they really were holding game, like they had stuff to show and they just chose not to show it, considering the the years has been since Phil Spencer very famously said, I'm more excited for what we didn't show than what we did show. And the way that some people went in on UX bots about that. Oh man, I just love to see their reaction if
And
that's the
rightfully
case.
so. I mean, they
Yeah.
were right to do so, because fuck that shit, man.
hey, Slow-Mo, I
Um,
have a simple phrase for you. Just wait till the next showcase. Wait till Summer's Games Fest.
which okay,
we're,
so
we're, we're waiting to the next showcase now.
like literally,
I love it.
they stole their entire flow, word for word, man. Like, wait till summer's. What is it? Summer Game Fest?
Yep.
First of all, Summer
Bar
Snooze
for
Fest.
bar,
Summer
stole it all.
Snooze Fest. That shit is normally fucking trash too. Yes, we'll get one or two good like announcements, but overall, Summer Snooze Fest is garbage, man. Like, I can't believe people are even saying, wait till Summer Snooze Fest. Like, come on, be for fucking real here. Plus, that's like, what is that? How far along is that?
No, actually, that's next month.
Next month?
Um,
It's come on, a month, y'all.
y-
I need y'all to
look,
start being fucking
if there
serious.
is anything that PlayStation shows at Jeff Keighley's show, it's an automatic L for even showing it there when you could have showed it at your own showcase a few weeks earlier. Like, come on now, why are you holding back for Jeff Keighley over your own stuff? So you gonna have your own show be a disaster, but help Jeff's show get better. Like, well, we already know based on what we learned this week, the thought process that maybe factions would be at Summerfest. Yeah, that's not happening. Clearly
That's
not
clearly
happening.
not fucking
Just
happening.
Slow-Mo, clearly they thought you were satisfied with a Splatoon at home. Come on now. I
Oh
mean,
man,
that's
foam
got to have
stars, foam
that's got to
stars.
have satisfied
The
some
next
people, you
big
know?
thing. Oh man, I
Oh
can't
yeah,
wait.
man. You know?
Popping
Disgusting.
bubbles, popping bubbles, foam, surfing on foam mountains. Let's go.
I was like genuinely disgusted seeing that shit. I was like ill, like what is that, man? Like I don't know, but anyway, let's talk about this Naughty Dog. So Factions 2 is delayed indefinitely. Now me personally, I don't fucking care. I have no interest in the Last of Us series or anything like that. I don't care, right? But that being said, all right. This is what Bloomberg reported, okay? And Naughty Dog also came out with their own little statement. But Bloomberg
We love these statements.
All right, so the team working on the game was scaled back after a recent evaluation, said the people who asked not to be named because they were not authorized to speak publicly. A small group remains on the project while the company reevaluates the direction. While the game has not been canceled, yet. Many of its developers have been moved to other projects. Additionally, according to Bloomberg's reporting, Destiny 2 developer Bungie, a company that knows a thing or two about developing live service shooters, was brought in to evaluate the game. Bungie apparently raised concerns that Naughty Dog's multiplayer game wouldn't be able to keep players engaged. Mind you, I know from like Jack and BG and Hard 8 and them that they were playing like the original factions for years, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely think I don't know about this concept of not being able to keep people engaged. I think a lot of it has to do with keep people engaged while monetizing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know about listening to Bungie, period. Bungie, look, and I know some of y'all think, Slow-Mo, you just a Destiny
Which
Bungie
he
hater.
is. He is,
He
yes.
is.
I am, but I'm being 1000% objective when I say this. Bungie's success in Destiny is kind of like it's the exception and not really the rule. I do not think that other studios can do what Bungie has done and be successful because I've seen other developers and publishers who make live service games do some of the same decisions that Bungie makes, and their community abandons them, but the Destiny community doesn't. So I think, like, even if you go back, I always refer to this because it really kind of shows Bungie's mindset about live service games. Go look up what a Bungie developer spoke about in his presentation at the GDC last year. He talked about Bungie's method of live service and how to keep a community. And then it's just like, it's literally the opposite of anything that gamers want. That they talk about not doing an A+ effort, just giving them a C effort, and then string that content along to kind of keep them engaged, but not quite literally giving them everything that they want. And it's like none of these things are things that we care for as gamers, and all those things are what I hear from actual Destiny players, things that they can't stand about Bungie. But it's like I think they've got this mindset that like this is how it should work. But it really only works for them because they unlike other games have a community that even when they are upset and pissed off at Bungie and Destiny, they don't leave. But that's not reality for anyone else except for maybe Call of Duty. So like you just can't expect, say, Haven with Fair Games to be like, yeah, we ain't gonna give you everything right now that we could potentially get you, and think that like that's going to be good enough for people when you're trying to cultivate a new community. If you see what I'm saying, I just think that like Bungie ain't exactly the people you need to listen to, but whatever.
But Bungie has more experience developing a multiplayer games than Naughty Dog does. So,
They
like,
do, but
especially it's not just it's okay, and I know you're using Destiny too. It's Halo as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's
their
like,
philosophy with Halo is not their philosophy with Destiny.
Well, you have to
yeah, I
remember.
know, but they still have experience creating live service games and successful multiplayer titles. So they have the experience to back up whatever else that they're saying. It's not just the live service aspect of it; it's the multiplayer aspect of it too.
So, but what you have to
They
remember.
don't. I mean, but like PvP level multiplayer, what? That's Bungie. That's not who they are anymore, really. I mean, what PvP stuff they doing in Destiny?
Okay, I feel like you are just fundamentally missing what I am saying. At the end
I'm
of the day, they still have the experience and the knowledge when it comes to multiplayer that Naughty Dog does not have. That is what I'm saying there. I know that they are currently ass when it comes to Destiny 2 PvP, but when it comes to the core mechanics and gameplay for PvP in Destiny 2, that's what the success is. The issue is the meta. The issue's always been the meta. And also, it's the meta and them refusing to give us new fucking maps. And by us, I mean them. I don't play Destiny 2 anymore. But it's refusing to give new maps and the meta. And because Destiny is a power fantasy title and they have to give new powers and new weapons and new equipment to keep people engaged and bring new people in. It breaks the PvP aspect of it. Since The Last of Us multiplayer is not going to contain superpowers, I think that whatever elements that they give them an idea on, I think that Bungie's a good studio to offer them their perspective there. Now, for the live service aspect, yeah, I can agree with that. Like, they are a fucking anomaly. But multiplayer in general, I think that they're a good pick.
It's not a terrible pick. I'm just thinking that I don't know about the level of influence that they have. Getting their opinion on some things, cool. Them coming up, helping them come up with this rigorous review process, and that being the process that they adhere to when it comes to their choice to cancel games, their choice to delay certain games. Like, come on now. Like, that's crazy. And for people in the chat that's all like, hey, I checked Slow Mo's Guardian one time like a gazillion years ago, and I didn't like the way it was set up when he was leveling up his light or whatever. Shut up. No one gives a crap. Like, nothing y'all say can actually counter anything that I say about your game. That's why you always go back to your well of stupidity.
Well, I mean, to be fair, who wants to really hear from someone who doesn't play the game? But that's
That,
fair.
hey,
That's
difference
fair.
between never played the game and has hundreds and hundreds of hours in the game. I've played the game before, and I listen to y'all complain about the game. So unless what y'all saying ain't accurate,
Well, I mean, once again, fundamentally, the core of Destiny 2, the gameplay is solid. It's the sorry, it's the meta aspect of it that's the problem, and the meta is affected by PVE. They affect one another. So
oh man, I love it. I love it when I rile the chat up. Look at you guys defending your trash bag of a game. Go defend
listen,
it.
I mean, how can anyone take what you have to say seriously when you say things like that, Slow Mo? It
Hey,
doesn't it
hey,
doesn't read as
hey,
objective.
hey,
But
look, it is what it is, you
all right,
know.
hold on one second. So shout out to my boy
They mad
Rodimus.
my game got more content than their game lately. That's all. Go ahead.
Destiny just came out with a DLC.
The Division has come out with DLC, has got another new mode coming, and they just launched a whole new different mode as well. So
Yeah, Destiny has had different modes for PvP, even though I've not played them myself. And they just came out with a new dungeon that people seem to be really enjoying.
well, that's great.
Like they literally
That
just
still
came out with a
seems
new
sounds
DLC.
like one less content than I mentioned. But that's great. Good for
Okay,
them.
but like they come out with DLC every 3 months. How often does the division come out with stuff?
Every 3 months too.
Okay, so I guess we're on a well, I would say equal footing, but
But when's the last
I
time y'all came out with a new mode?
like I said, they just came out with something for PvP. I was talking to Taz about it. He was talking about it with Iron Banner. But I've not
Okay.
played Destiny in like a year and some change. So, shout out
Oh,
to
that's
Erodimus.
nice. New maps. New maps yet?
I don't know. Shout out to Erodimus with this super chat. Big Dono, thank you. Appreciate it, man. Saying, I wonder where all those real guys not selling their PS5s with no games coming out till at least 2025. All this doom and gloom with all these games cancellations, studio closings, and layoffs. Yeah, I what they doing outside? I would be surprised if anybody like sold their stuff. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so anyway, yeah, Division had like 2 years of nothing.
Oh wow! Do we need to go back to 2 years ago to feel better about today?
I don't think it's about trying to feel better. I think that when it comes to content, like if we were to go content to content, Destiny 2 still has more content than Division 2 in
I
regards
mean,
to the fact that it was coming out with stuff still
until
while Division 2
they take it
wasn't.
away from you again. But
Yes,
yeah,
that's fair.
what's up, Forte?
They
Oh,
take it
what's
away and they
up?
reissue it.
Captain Save a Bungee in the house. What's up, man?
What you
I'm
talking?
glad you're here. I can't stand this motherfucker. I hate this fucking Bungie hater, man.
Yeah, I know.
So did
I
you hear
know.
what he had to say about Bungie not being a good pick for
I don't know what
Naughty
he
Dog?
talking. Listen, I don't know what he talking about. Listen, Bungie out
Oh,
here
you
telling
don't. Of
people.
course you don't.
Bungie out here telling people they games ain't good enough right now. Take it back to the kitchen, put it in the oven, let it bake a little bit more because what you got here ain't gonna keep people playing. That's what they telling people. You know, let's be for real.
Forte, remember the GDC presentation they did last year?
Yeah.
What were your thoughts about that?
Oh, I hate it.
Oh, you hated it.
Oh, I hate
even
it.
Even though that's the philosophy of Bungie. Tell me
Hey,
why you
I
hated
hate
it.
But guess
Why you hate
what?
it?
No. Because being
Answer
a
the question.
No, I hate it because I feel like the best content you're going to get is when you actually take your time to actually make the best content instead of full speed ahead and basically not throwing stuff against the wall, but basically say we're going to move at a breakneck speed to get to the next thing and we'll fix the stuff along the way. But see, that's what Bungie does. See, this is the difference between Bungie as a studio and what they're doing and Bungie as the advisor. This looks like a more of a situation like, is your game fun? Is your game, is the monetization model in it good enough to make people want to come back to the game? Bungie's not the ones that's making the game. So it's a completely different element to it when you're talking about them telling you, is your game even worth people coming back to play? Because that's the one thing. We may hate the things that Bungie does in the game. We may hate that they neglect PvP and stuff like that. And they have a new game coming out called Marathon. That's basically codename Matter. So anybody didn't know, Matter basically is what Marathon is. That is the PvP shooter. So there isn't going to be anything Destiny related when it comes to a separate shooter that's coming. But
you certain that's Matter?
Yes,
So
that's definitely
what's the
Matter.
game that they were making for NetEase?
We don't know. They're still making another game, but this is the PvP game that what Matter was.
An extraction shooter?
Yes.
When did they start making Matter?
What's
4 years ago.
Matter is the code name of a game. It's about 3 years ago. When did Escape from Tarkov come out?
I don't know.
Singer, you might know this. You know when Escape from Tarkov came out?
No idea.
Okay, I'll look it up because,
like I said, it's just like
wasn't nobody doing extraction shooters until Escape from Tarkov showed that it was something that you could actually have a viable game off of,
right?
And then everyone else started trying to,
and everybody started trying to copy off of it,
like with PUBG. That was a mode. Battle Royale was a mode. PUBG did it, made it the whole game around it. Oh, you can actually make a game off of this. Then we got Fortnite. Then we got all this other stuff, right?
But let me ask you this, Slow-Mo. If you have so your biggest thing is the power that you feel like Bungie has when it comes to these live service games, right? When it comes to like them making it out the door in a timely manner, basically. Is that your problem?
My problem is that I think that I don't know if they are the best person to be. Okay, Escape from Tarkov came out in 2016. Okay, so that makes sense then. If they started in 2017, Escape from Tarkov came out in 2016, got popular. Yeah, thanks, Mass.
What's up, Mass?
What's up, Mass? Shout out to Mass.
So that timeline works. They saw, all right, this is popular. Let's go try to do that too. That makes sense.
Okay, now finish what you're saying.
What I was saying is I do not trust Bungie process. I don't trust them to say, hey, look, this is what will work if you do X, Y, Z. I don't quite trust them to do that when they don't do those things for their own game.
They do that things to their own game. It works because they have millions of people that still play their game on an annual basis and on a weekly and monthly basis. It's not
okay. So when other games, live service games, do the same thing that Bungie does, and their community drops off, what is that? What's the difference?
Why does Bungie keep their community though?
That's the question. Why does Bungie keep their community?
And this is why Bungie is telling these other studios and these other live service games that they're making, this is how we do it. This is how we keep people engaged in the game. See, this is the thing.
How do they keep people engaged?
I don't know. Look, I can only tell you because we play the game. I play the game all the time, and it's because part of it is like that FOMO, fear of missing out, and then it just is it. People just
the
keep.
gameplay is
It's so
very
good.
solid.
It's good.
Okay, so what they excel at, they excel at. You know what I'm saying? So the gameplay is very solid. They come up with new and interesting ideas. The story, it depends on the season.
It depends on
It
the
depends on the
year.
season. It depends on the year. Sometimes the story is excellent. Like my experience, that 14 hours I spent with my voice singer and Taz playing Witch Queen for the campaign was so good. So good. The story was so good. Every element of Witch Queen was absolutely fucking fantastic for us, right? Except for that final boss though. I don't know. I don't know. That shit was. But we were also we were 14 hours in and we were exhausted. So there's that, right? I don't know about. I heard
In one
Lightfall.
sitting. In one sitting.
I heard Lightfall was looking a little shaky, so I'm glad that this is the year I decide to skip. But what they do well, they do well, and that's why they keep the community they have. When they come out with content, it is content that is engaging. It's so engaging to the point that it can bring people back. You know what I'm saying? Like, example, a lot of us stopped playing after Curse of Osiris, because rightfully so. Rightfully so. We stopped playing after Curse of Osiris, but we came back for Forsaken because they were able to create a compelling story for Forsaken. And they also switched things with the PvP meta. And I think they also added maps as well. They added years ago. So like there's that example there, but like when they do things well, they do things very well. And that's why they keep people engaged in the game. And when they do things poorly, they do things very poorly. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Tony. What's up?
And people still somehow stay engaged in the game. What's up, Mass?
What's up, Mass? Okay, so what's up, Tony? Saying, what's up, Luca? Bungie is holding the line for PlayStation multiplayer games. I'm with it. I wanted factions, but if Bungie said, "Oh, let Naughty Dog cook," yeah, we'll see if they actually come out with that shit, right? Maslin, it's good to see you, buddy.
This, though, I think the importance of trying to curate the content before it comes out, and the importance that Sony wants overall with live service, where they want to try their best to make sure that the games that do come out are quality. I understand that and 100% agree with that. I agree with that mindset. I just don't necessarily feel that Bungie is the best one to do that.
Who else do that? That's what I'm saying. Who else is better? Because we're talking about a studio and a platform that their biggest multiplayer game to date is still SOCOM on PlayStation 2.
Yeah, PlayStation doesn't know how to do multiplayer games. So neither does Bungie, keeping it real. But like,
thank you.
Yeah, neither does Bungie.
So that's my point.
That's the only option, though. That's the only option.
That's my entire point. If one dude has no clue what they're doing, and then there's another guy that barely got a clue, it's like, all right, I'm going to defer all my decisions to barely got a clue guy over here.
Okay, I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to understand Maslin's point. Why do you think they don't know what they're doing when it comes to multiplayer?
As another person who still plays Destiny 2 all the time, and that's more so I play with my friends. But as a person who still plays Destiny 2, Bungie is very good at three things: making a hell of a trailer.
Yes, sir.
Exactly. They know how to that propaganda.
They know how to cut a trailer.
They can make you excited for some shit that's not gonna matter at all. But they're good at that, reskinning shit,
yes,
and redoing it, and then pissing their community off. They're good at those three things.
Yes.
And
wow.
Then, like all Destiny, like the reason they started this content cycle of 3 months is because after like a month and a half, everybody fucking leaves.
That's true.
Like, and then they'll put out some random ass exotic quest at the end of the right before the new thing comes out, and then they put out a fire ass trailer, and then they repeat that cycle. So they're trying to get the rest of PlayStation's games as a service into that same cycle, because the people that keep playing Destiny keep coming back for the same exact shit. And if they can get people to come back over and over again, even if they leave for 2/3 of the time, as long as they re-engage, they can sell that to the people that matter, that this game is doing well.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm overall with you. But again, I don't agree with your assessment that they're not good at creating a multiplayer game because
I didn't say
regardless
they're
of, well, I
I didn't
mean,
say they're not good at creating a multiplayer game. They're not the best to give advice on how
to
okay,
maintain it.
thank you.
maintain one.
The
Yeah.
clarification is there. So here's my thing, and
And
this
that's
is
probably
what
the
I,
most important thing about live service games. But go ahead. Go ahead.
and yet people still keep coming back for Destiny. But here's the thing. Like I was saying this to Slow Mo, and I don't know if you heard this part. I said that fundamentally to its core, PvP in Destiny is solid. It's the fact that they don't give any new content for PvP, and because the meta is so heavily tied into PvE, it breaks PvP, and then they have to nerf shit. And nothing's ever solid, nothing's ever fair. The most solid Destiny 2 PvP's ever been was back when shit was boring as fuck when the game
Destiny
launched. They
1,
had a
Destiny 2
4v4
launch.
or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So it's like fundamentally, I think they have the foundation and the knowledge to create a solid PvP that is not focused on the powers. It's just all the other things that come bearing down that make it, that add to Destiny's issues. But like,
Luke, I got a question for you when you're done. Okay.
yeah, sure. But Naughty Dog's Factions 2 isn't going to have that. Now, I do find it interesting. Again, I do think it's interesting. Considering the success of Factions 1, I'm surprised that they are choosing to seemingly listen so heavily to Bungie when it comes to this multiplayer element, because they do have multiplayer experience because of their experience with Factions 1. It's a little odd to me, but
I'm gonna
since
tell
they
you
are,
why.
I dig it. Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you why. It's a very simple reason. How much did Sony pay for Bungie?
I don't know.
3.5 billion.
That's how much. That's why. That's why they're listening to
Exactly.
Bungie, because they paid them $3.5 billion.
You're like, we might as well use y'all. Okay.
Well,
Right,
no, look,
right.
they're
We
not-
have to use what we paid for, because they're still making games for everybody. So it's not like they paid them to make games for just them. They're still making games for everybody. They paid them for this expertise.
I know.
So they have to get the money that they paid for. That's
Luca, my question for you, you said that and you talked about how like the Crucible, what all that stuff, the PvP of Destiny is solid, the actual gameplay is solid, but they don't provide any new content.
For PvP, yeah.
For that.
And when I say
what's
new
the
content
biggest
for
issue?
PvP, I'm speaking specifically for like new maps.
Yeah,
and new maps
We got
and new
one,
modes.
and
New
we got
maps
one
and
last
modes.
year. It was not great.
What was the biggest issue with Halo Infinite?
Content.
What has probably been the biggest issue for a lot what Halo Infinite dealt with is the biggest issue for a lot of live service games, where people they have fun with it for a while and then they go, all right, look, this ain't enough for me, I need to move on. What does Fortnite do that's better than anyone else?
Come out with content.
They come out with new content. You don't even have a chance to start to feel like tired of the gameplay loop, because they cycle out weapons, they bring in new weapons, they do new stuff. They brought in lightsabers, and just that fast they've taken lightsabers back out. Hey, Spider-Man movie's about to come out around the corner, and now they got web swinging. Like, now your mobility is to use web swinging around the map for added mobility. New weapons, they cycle out the sniper rifles, bring in the Cobra DMR. They do all kinds of other things in addition to hitting you with their way of monetization that keeps things fresh, to keep people engaged, which is something that clearly no one else can do. But always getting, like, look at this point, like, who hasn't got a skin? What other popular IP hasn't been a skin in Fortnite at this point?
So I have questions for you. How many like modes does Fortnite have?
That's hard to say, because it's so, like, it's probably 24 with just what Epic has created, but Fortnite Creative is the community created mode stuff. That's in the I couldn't count how many they have. It's a lot, and it's you could, someone would think, not knowing, like, oh, but so what? That's community created stuff. That no one's doing that. That's literally like 50%.
Important.
Yeah, that's literally 50% of the people who play Fortnite are doing the creative stuff.
I feel like Bungie.
Wait, I have another question before you
Destiny
get into it. I have another question. or not a question, a comment. People, PvP has new weapons and new powers. New weapons, new powers. Because the weapons and powers are coming from PvE. So they have content in that regard, and that's what gets people to go in. You know what I'm saying?
That's what throws. That's what
It's
throws
what
off
fucking
PvP.
ruins everything, honestly speaking. But go ahead,
So not
Maslin.
good
Sorry.
changes, but not good changes all the time.
I feel
No,
like
It just
again, it
depends.
really comes down to this, which is the meta. It's the meta being a problem because PvP is affected by PvE and vice versa, and they are not good at balancing those aspects. And since again, factions doesn't have to deal with any of the power scaling stuff and power creep or anything like that, like Destiny does, it's like a different issue that they would have to account for. Go ahead, Maslin. I'm so sorry I keep interrupting you.
Good. So there, I just remembered another thing that Bungie does well. They are fantastic at fixing shit that doesn't matter unless it is fun for you.
Unless
Like,
it benefits
exactly.
you.
something that breaks their PvE meta, and you can get something real fast and do a lot of content, and you're overpowered as shit, they will break that shit immediately or fix it, quote unquote. They'll say it was not working as intended, even though
Fix the problem where
fine.
Titans were going through
Right.
walls at
then
breakneck speeds.
They'll have something that's fucking broken and everybody hates it, and they will leave that shit for a season and a half. But as soon as you do something like, oh, you can use this exploit to get legendary shards, they will immediately fix that. Like the next day, they will disable it, and then by Tuesday, it will be patched out of that fucking game. They're good at that shit. They're fantastic.
Or you'll buy a brand new season, and the exotic that's tied to it literally is locked for 3/4 of the season.
Facts.
Yeah, that's true.
They're fantastic at making shit that breaks their own game, and then telling you that it's your fault that you discovered it.
Shout out to Telesto, baby.
Telesto Besto. So I think the biggest thing we got to kind of look at is when it comes to this is Bungie. I don't think most people, if Bungie like this, the secret thing that everybody wanted them to do forever is to separate PvE and PvP. They just can't do it at this point because it's kind of the identity of get it here, play it there, take your weapons anywhere. That's kind of the whole way that Destiny is now. But I know if Bungie was to just focus on PvP, because PvP on its own, just the naked version of PvP is great. It's just that every season, something comes in and throws off the whole balance of it, and they're not fixing it, or they're not really even paying attention to it because they're working on this other PvP game that they want to, bring out the people. Like the PvP team at Bungie for Destiny is literally smaller than small. The PvE side,
I was about to be like, what PvP team?
there is no PvE. There's what PvE, like the PvE team is ridiculous, and they're pumping out content all the time. So this is the thing that people got to realize when we're talking, everybody's looking at the PvP side of, Factions is the PvP game in this. No, Factions is a live service game that has PvP. Bungie, yes, they have a PvP element that I feel like they fail in, but they have a live service game that is PvE focused and finds the way to bring people back all the time. So just take the fact that they find a way to bring people back. They're talking about, they don't even have to really talk about how the PvP meta actually works in the game. They just need to talk to them and say, this is what you need to do consistently to make people want to play your game back and fast. They can tell them, say, hey, your game is fun for a month. Why are people going to play your game past a month? Why are they going to play it past 2 months? What are you going to do to entice people to come back when you do a new season? Those are all the things. That's the rumors that we kind of heard from, like the article for Jason Schreier is like, the game just isn't fun after a certain amount of hours.
Is it really not fun after a certain amount of hours? Like, for real?
Well, think about it.
I mean,
go ahead.
If it's like Factions but bigger, I mean, like, there's people who love Factions and thought it was just fine doing that gameplay loop, even though like Naughty Dog stopped supporting it with like new content, a while ago.
I don't don't know if people thought it was just fine, to be honest. Like I would have to ask like BG or Jack or something, like, because I remember like BG was Jack, that is, was talking about um their monetization strategy. He wasn't a fan of what they were doing there. Like there could have been issues with that multiplayer that we just aren't aware of because none of us, I'm assuming none of us played factions like that.
No, not
No,
like
yeah.
that.
So
I
let
tried
me
it.
ask,
It wasn't for me back then. Go ahead.
people in the chat, like, has it, anyone in the chat, are you guys like faction people? Did you guys play factions one for long periods of time um before I guess you moved on to something else? And shout out to DC Gaming, who's been a member for 9 months, saying happy Saturday to everyone. Shout out to you, my boy, appreciate you. Let's see here. And Bandy said the paid weapons were bullshit, but it was fine. The game was literally pay to win. Okay.
I feel like if Bungie does a like Forge type shit, that would fix a lot of the.
It will fix a lot of their issues.
PvP issues, because other people would make maps and modes and whatever else needed.
They
definitely
need that. Yeah, they need
because
something
one
like
map
that.
a year is not it. That's not it. And then you take away maps for like 4 months and then put it back, and you close like one door or something. That's not a change. It's not working. You need to put out like a Forge so other people can make maps for you.
I will chalk up my entire thought process on Bungie is that I think that they are unique and their community is unique, and it's not something that necessarily can be duplicated by other studios in other games. I don't think that like you're going to be able to get the level
I agree with
of
that.
loyalty.
I can agree with that, yeah.
From say a community that's going to be cultivated for fair games that you got for Destiny or for factions. And so what they are maybe teaching or telling developers to do may not end up being effective because they saw it to be effective for them because it worked for them, but their community is different than what new community will come from those games. So those things, even though they can say, hey, look, back in 2018 we did this and then these were the results, that might not end up being the exact like actual result that Guerrilla Games is PvP studio with their game, which hasn't been shown yet, is working on. They may not be able to do the same thing and get the same result. That's why I'm like, I don't quite know if they are the ones you want to be like. So Bungie said this, so this is why you need to do this. Like you need to do exactly what they say to do.
But that's
okay, hold on. So hold on 1 second, and hold that thought. Don't forget it. Right, I'm just gonna read these comments real quick. So I asked Saber and Butch about factions because Butch says I have hundreds of hours in factions, and then Saber said I put 100 hours in factions so far this year. I asked them like about what issues the game mode may have had. Now Max says, and since this is also Naughty Dog, said Uncharted 3 multiplayer had worse balance than COD and got worse when it went free to play and had microtransactions added. Saber says factions is toxic. Hardcore people are very unwelcoming. Sly says monetization and weapon imbalance. And then Cajun Warcry is talking about how it maps fix broken guns and abilities. Which it wouldn't, but it wouldn't. Let's see here. Bless said it's not fun as a solo player. Uncharted 4 multiplayer, this is Max said, launched bare bones and had a loot box microtransaction system. Butch says absolutely, this game's been broken for years and they never there's never been a single patch to address it. There are gun glitches to basically auto kill you, shooting through the walls, etc. Deb said once servers are down, battle royale games are worthless. Paperweight's true. I don't think it's pay to win. You could outplay someone with real money weapons. They're just annoying. And then Factions only has 3 modes, and only 2 of them are really played at all, and very few maps. Leveling is pretty bad. It takes forever. Killzone Shadowfall had similar progression issues. That's from Saber. Uncharted 2 and Factions were great. Naughty Dog didn't even talk about them or people even know they had multiplayer. That's true as well. Okay, yeah, those are all excellent points. Thank you, boys. I really do appreciate your insight on that. Since none of us have played factions and stuff, those sound like some major fucking issues. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Shout out to Nightfall saying the people being all super positive about the Sony showcase had me wanting to run headfirst into a concrete wall. How do you
man.
defend that? You know what I'm saying? We all enjoy different things, man. I don't. That's all I can really say about that. Thank you for a super chat. Honestly speaking, I think it's the copium, the pony. They're high off the hay,
Strong.
man.
It's
They're high
strong.
off the hay. You know what I'm saying? So
They got that
Yeah.
good stuff.
okay, go ahead, Nautical.
Oh no, I was just gonna say you kind of finishing out that conversation with them. It ultimately comes down to 3.5 billion speaks really loud when that your only thing that you're benefited from them is the fact that they have that expertise. And you right, so you might be right, Slow-Mo. They may not be the best person to lead this new initiative when it comes to these live serving games, but there's not too that's all they got. And there's only like two. I mean, can you name more than 3 publishers or 4 people that have made a successful live service game that has? I mean, you got to remember this is probably I think this is the longest running live service game as of right now when it comes to console, because it started on the 360 and PS3, and we're halfway through the generation of Xbox Series X and PS5.
I'll give you a who I think would be a better mentor or mentor to their studios. But they can't buy them anymore because Epic has already bought them. Psyonix, that made Rocket League, because the difference between Bungie already kind of had a built-in player base that was willing to be patient while they got their ish together with Destiny 1. People who were hardcore Bungie fanatics from Halo came over to Destiny and they stuck with it throughout it all. Like a lot of other games don't get that kind of leg up. Psyonix came out of nowhere with Rocket League, a completely different kind of game. I've even seen some developers say they saw it, like prototypes of it before it came out, and was like, "This trash will never do good," and it turned out to do really well as a live service game. So I kind of feel like a developer like that who took, of course, Rocket League isn't like the most successful game out there, but they did take a game that with nothing, they were pretty much at nothing, and made it into something. That's pretty much where Sony is with live service in general for all 12 of those games. So it would be better to get like someone like that's experience than Bungie, who's coming from a place of, like, again, built-in loyalty from past achievements.
So
Yeah, but a lot of those people
but what
didn't play
about
Halo. There's a
yeah,
lot of
and
people
then
that didn't play Halo
what
that
about
play Destiny.
what about the built-in fan base that they have from
For Naughty
Factions
Dog.
1?
Even
And
Well,
you know what
I'm
I'm
not
saying?
talking
as a
about
whole.
just Naughty Dog. I meant like all of them,
Oh,
like
I'm
all that, because
speaking.
there's like 12 live service games, and that's just Naughty Dog's game.
Well,
But you
I'm
got
talking specifically about Naughty Dog
Factions.
because they're the ones that they're working with.
Yeah, because you saw as soon as they put out that post or whatever, there was a whole bunch of people talking about who doesn't trust Naughty Dog. I don't trust anybody, bitch. Fuck you. But but I don't trust so those people that's like, who doesn't trust Naughty Dog with the pedigree they have, they haven't made this game. So I don't know that they can make this game. The games that they make, in my opinion, are very mediocre. But that's just me. I don't give everybody else's opinion is everybody else's opinion.
This is the thing. There's not too many studios out there that can say we can take your player base. We could take a player base and bring it back consistently. And it just happened. Think about it. It just literally happened during the PlayStation Showcase. Once again, Bungie done found a way to get everybody excited in the middle of a season where they nerfed all the stuff in the game and people are upset that their favorite builds don't
propaganda
work
is
no more.
excellent.
And guess what they did? They dropped a trailer, a marathon, but then they drop a trailer with probably the most beloved character inside the Destiny universe, and he coming back. And now you got people up there talking about, like, how's it happening? And now all those people that played and didn't play since, probably Forsaken because they fell off the game. Now they want to be like, yo, I need to come back and see what the heck is going on. And I guarantee you their numbers and their sales are probably going to spike because of this, because now people are going to be like, oh, shoot, I got to come back to the game to see what the heck is going on.
How does that translate to how you can't replicate that with any of the other studios.
They built that, Slow-Mo. That's something they built. See, you got to think, you're thinking as Bungie as what Bungie has always been. Bungie literally fell on his face when Destiny 1 came out because a lot of people did not trust what they were doing with the game. There were so many people that hate the direction that they went with Destiny because they thought it was a completely different type of game. But the one thing that stood the test of time, and I will always fight this to the bitter end, they make a game that most people can't make because they know how to make gameplay fun. And that's literally the end of it. Like, their gameplay is second to nobody.
What?
Nobody.
Okay,
What?
I'll give it.
Okay.
I'll give it to
Destiny
him.
fanboy. No,
Look,
not everyone agrees with that.
No, look, Bungie
Second to
knows how to
nobody.
make a game that's mechanically sound. They know how to make a game that is fun to play. At least in a small retrospective point in time.
Exactly.
But now sustainability and all that part's debatable.
That's
But
debatable.
as far as the mechanics of a game, they know how to do that. I'll 100% give it to them. They know how to do that. Gunplay is always solid. When they start adding in powers and balancing, they don't know how to balance a goddamn thing. But they can make it. They can make it to begin with. They just don't know how to
the
balance
funny
it.
thing is, you know what the funny thing is, Mav? I mean, Jesus Christ, Maslin. The funny thing is, they know what they're doing. They come in hot with a lot of these things. Stasis comes in real hot. They know that thing is busted and it's going to break PvP all the heck. But guess what? People jump in because the power fantasy. And what do they do halfway through the season, Mastelin? They go in and say, you know what? We finally figured out everything and we're going to nerf everything back down so it's more of an even playing field, because they're selling people the fantasy of what the game is at the beginning. And they're saying, oh, we're going to nerf it later on after we already got everybody invested back into the game and stuff, which is probably the most sleaziest thing that I know they do. And that's coming from a person that plays the game all the time. I know that's what they do. They literally get you hyped for something that they're going to end up nerfing in 6 months. Just like Stasis when it came out. Same thing with Strand and all these mobility moves. And what did they do this season? They didn't really nerf Strand, but they took all the aspects away from you that gives you the ability to, use it with certain exotics that make it really shine even more.
Yeah.
Okay, so real quick, I do want to talk about Phantom Blade Zero for a second.
Let's talk about it.
Let's see here. Phantom Blade Zero, there are some concerns. Slomo, would you like to address the concerns about Phantom Blade Zero?
Okay, the game was a prototype in 2017, but real development didn't start on that game until last year. It is being developed by a studio that's only made mobile games before. It's a Chinese developer. A lot of it's checking marks of a lot of games that got people wondering, like, how did you make this result with, very little time and very little experience in making games of that caliber? So it's got a lot of people basically wondering, is this even a real game? Is this more of like a proof of concept? And then now that we've got people excited, now we're going to try to actually make the game that we showed you guys, kind of deal. And I definitely can understand the sentiment, considering how, if you've only done real development for a year, looking at what we saw, like, how much of this is just
Anthem,
smoke and mirrors? Yeah, Anthem, another Anthem, deal all over again. So
I would be very, very skeptical about it, guys. Hold on. So shout out to Brain Cells on Fire saying these game as a service games are going to fail because Sony fans are very against that type of game. Maybe. I think like,
you're not completely
people
wrong
on Twitter don't account for like everyone who plays on PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? That's a very niche community there. Niche as in like, no, yeah, I would say that's a pretty niche community on social media compared to like their actual people who are on the PlayStation platforms. Shout out to Spencer saying, is Phantom Blade Zero gameplay real? Probably not.
I would say, to the previous super chat, you got to also take into account that the majority of people that play COD on PlayStation. And what Sony's trying to do is tap into that demographic, not necessarily the hardcore PlayStation rah rah, I love my single player narrative driven games demographic, but the demographic that's there for COD, they increased their level of funding into these kind of games once the whole ABK deal became a thing. And they definitely had to be in their minds thinking at some point, potentially, COD might not be on this platform, but we don't want the people who are already on this platform for that game to leave this platform, especially if they have pretty good alternatives. So, or, something that might also be something they would continue to play, even if, and keep their PlayStation, even if like COD has gone to somewhere else, which isn't happening clearly now at this point, but it is what it is. So
So
you just got to think about it's a different demographic they're going after.
Let's see here. What's up? Mav says, let's see. They should have a Concord and Fairgrave. I can't remember those games. Is that they seem to samey with the ideas as the other games in development. SOCOM would have hit so hard if it was live service. Ooh.
Mav, does Mav know what Concord is? Because I don't. I don't know what that is.
All I know, it was a light show. All I know is it was a light show with a
Mav,
with
please
food on the
tell us
table.
what if you know what Concord is. I don't know if he meant Concord or Marathon, because I mean, Fair Games and Marathon are doing the same thing. They're both extraction shooters. So
Okay, so let me just real quick read this statement from Naughty Dog saying, okay, so
read it.
Okay, so while we're proud as developments continue, we realize that what's best for the game is to give it more time. Our team will continue to work on the project as well as our other games in development, including a brand new single-player experience. We look forward to sharing more soon. So yes, Naughty Dog's doing a new single-player game. Very excited to see what kind of ugly women that. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking.
No,
I'm joking.
No.
It's a joke. I'm just joking. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I
can't wait to see what kind of title that they come out with. Okay, so I want to talk about the Spider-Man gameplay for a second. So people are expressing some concerns about the Spider-Man gameplay. Yes, the gameplay and also the environments. And there are some people saying this game looks like it could be on the PS4. So why isn't it on the PS4? It's not fully taking advantage of the PS5 based on how it looks graphically in terms of textures so far based on the trailer. Some people are saying that that they should delay the title and not have it come out because it doesn't seem like it's ready. Some people are commenting on how the gameplay animations are the same from Spider-Man Remastered versus how it is in Spider-Man 2. And then there's also, I think it was the Amazing Lucas was discussing how the Venom symbiote suit doesn't seem all that much different than like what Peter typically does, just based on the gameplay that we saw. You know what I'm saying? So there are some people who are expressing some concerns about the gameplay and stuff. Now, me personally, I thought Spider-Man 2 looked absolutely fucking phenomenal. I can't wait to play it myself. I didn't notice any of the texture issues or issues with the gameplay like everyone else did. But Samo, you talked to me about the textures and stuff. So if you'd like to discuss that.
Yeah, I mean, there are things that I think clearly they will get completed and finished and make it look like great before launch, but just little things like textures on the buildings not looking that great, but the buildings clearly had people were taking side by side frames of what they saw in the trailer to the actual areas of that from the previous Spider-Man games, and seeing there are more windows there than before. So they've made changes to the map. There is the whole area, which was probably Aunt May's house, that area isn't in the previous Spider-Man games, as well as the waterfront warehouse where Miles was at in the trailer also is not in the previous map. So the map has been expanded, but people saw for how quickly you're able to move through the map. There is the pop-in is there, so it's you can actually see the pop-in. It's like trees on top of rooftops and stuff like that, or all kinds of little things that popping up as you're moving. Really minute things. Some of the lighting in certain areas wasn't great, But like I kind of feel like that's a lot of stuff. Oh, the water wasn't great either. The water was pretty basic. But like these are all things that I think that they can improve upon, because a lot of that stuff is stuff that like, and Mass has mentioned this before. You probably just reiterate it too. But like the visual aspect of things, the level of visual fidelity are things that they work on at the end of the development cycle, and not necessarily the beginning. So this is the time period where they're making that stuff look better and better. For me, what I was really impressed with, and what the things that I was looking for the most, was the improvements in gameplay, which I saw that with Peter, with having the symbiote, and how that symbiote allows him to do like different things that he wasn't able to do before. I was glad to see that. I'm seeing the advancements in the gameplay as far as being able to shoot webs across anywhere you want, like in a warehouse, to be able to use that as the areas that you would kind of like walk over towards and then grab enemies from above. Some of the stealth elements that before you just had to rely on the beams that were already a part of the map. So I think a lot of that stuff is pretty cool. I was impressed, and I know some people weren't impressed, but I was very impressed with it.
I was pretty impressed by it myself. But you know what? After the garbage showcase that they had, maybe it didn't take much to impress me. But that being said, like I said, I just played Spider-Man last year and Miles Morales last year. So I'm coming off that experience very fresh, and I had a lot of fun with those games. So I'm looking forward to this game, like fucking regardless. I don't think I'm gonna have any issues with any of that stuff that people are mentioning in terms of like, I guess it just, for me, I can understand why people care, but for me personally, I guess when it comes to just this specific title, I don't like really mind all that much when it comes to whatever texture issues people may be seeing, or or saying like things like, "Oh, this game looks like it could run on the PS4." Like just for this game in particular, it's because Spider-Man Remaster and Miles Morales were so impressive to me, and like the improvements that you felt in regards to Miles's gameplay, um compared to Peter's, and like the swinging in Miles Morales is leagues above. The swinging, like, it just felt looser, not as stiff as it did in Spider-Man, which it was still good in Spider-Man, but it just felt better in Miles Morales. So if they can just like improve upon that, you know what I'm saying? I personally am just looking forward to it, and I think it's going to be great. But I can understand what everyone else is saying. I just don't really agree with those sentiments myself.
Yeah. Yeah, and look, people are gonna like want different things. I'm not doubting Insomniac's ability to deliver at launch. Like this happened before, when people was like, oh, it got a downgrade with the previous Spider-Man games visually, and then once the final product came out, nobody was complaining about how that game looked visually. So I don't anticipate in September, when we do play the game, like people going to be like, ew, look at this, ew, look at that. Like, why? When it's no longer a cross-gen game, why would it visually look worse? Some people are like, oh, it was running at 30 frames per second. Oh, is there not going to be a 60 FPS mode? Like, in what reality would you really think this game would not have a 60 FPS mode, when Insomniac with the previous games had like 5 different modes, and at least 2 of them were performance mode and performance with ray tracing, with light ray tracing? Like, be for real. Like, come on now. So.
I do agree with that. Anyone else have any thoughts on the Spider-Man concerns?
The Spider-Man concerns come from the same people that came from last time. People who wasn't gonna play it because they like Xbox, and so it doesn't matter. Like, to me, Spider-Man, even the last ones, for the improvements of gameplay and all that, it's just a Spider-Man game. Like, it didn't like break the mold of what a Spider-Man game was. So when I wanted to play that type of game, I would play that type of game. I wasn't like going into like, oh my god, this is gonna be the greatest thing ever. But it wasn't whatever the hell the Xbox thought it was either. So the game will be fine. Insomniac, they already have 99% of what they need to make this game great, because they have the assets and everything from the last games. So all they needed to do was upgrade and polish what they wanted and add the material they needed and call it a day. So it's not like they had to start from scratch. So if the last games worked and were great, then this game will work and be great.
Yes, in
they're
theory.
using the same assets. Not like it's not rocket science. They just add stuff as opposed to having to build it from scratch again.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I did want to talk. So, Singer, are you still there?
Yep.
All right. Do you see what I just sent you? Oh, and then also,
Yeah.
rest in peace to Tina Turner. My mom was devastated when I called her about it.
Too.
Devastated, dude. Like, she was like, "Not Tina." I'm like, "I'm sorry." Yes, Tina. So rest in peace to her. You know, okay. She lived a long, long life. All right, Singer, can you share your screen with us?
All right.
Hey, Blue Moon. All right. So, okay. So I'm on my Xbox propaganda right now. The media is biased against Xbox, and here's why. First of all, Games Radar. What is this shot that you're taking against Microsoft? Like, we're not even fucking talking about them right now. So this is what Microsoft did, right? Microsoft, in a brilliant PR move for once, like for once, you know,
that shit was amazing.
In a brilliant PR move, they decide to let us know expeditiously. They're like, hey, these games that Sony are showing at their showcase, their PlayStation showcase, are coming to Xbox. We're letting y'all know which ones and how many are coming to Xbox. They did this little grid here that you see, right? Brilliant PR move, okay? Shocked. Genuinely shocked, but it was a great PR move in that regard. And then so Games Radar decided, you know, because Xbox has no games, right? Like, that's the thing. They decided to be like, oh, what a good looking group, and they just copy and pasted Starfield and all of those blocks, right? Now, me personally, this looks like something a pony would do. You know what I'm saying? This looks like that fanboy nonsense. Now, here's the thing. I retweeted this. I was like, oh, what are you guys doing, right? But like, here's the thing. My biggest issue comes down to this. I can't fucking stand the people in this goddamn industry. The people who work in this industry, because they act like they're so better than us. They act like gamers are a blight to society, that we are the most toxic, disgusting beings to exist and walk this earth just because we dare to criticize them. Do some people go too far? Absolutely. Yes, but like, they act like they're elevated and on another level compared to us because they have access to things that we don't. But it's just like, dude, you're not better than us, and you can't act like you're better than us when people in the media are doing things like this. This right here is something a PlayStation fanboy would do, and that's my issues. That's where it comes from. I'm just kind of like, I don't like them pretending like they're better than us when they do shit like this. You know what I'm saying? And not only that. I also don't like, I'm gonna send this to you, Singer, if you can share this as well. I also don't like oh, you can, let me remove that so you're not showing your DMs on accident.
Yep.
And then, you know what's interesting? I've been seeing PlayStation guys say that there's media bias against Sony lately, which I think is very funny because, once again, bar for bar. Bar for fucking bar. You're taking all the Xbox rhetoric, man. So, okay, if you want to zoom in.
Your tweet's funny.
All right, so apparently multiple industry insiders claim that Sony was holding back with the PlayStation showcase following its mixed response to the event. And I was just like, you know what, they can hold these nuts. All right, they're wasting our time. Okay, wasting our time with that trash ass fucking showcase. What is this article even? You know what I'm saying? Insiders coming out claiming that shit was held back. Really? I mean, again, we discussed this at the very beginning of the show when I was asked, like, Luca, do you think it's possible? Yes, of course I think it's possible based on the studios that they have. You know, like, of course those studios have to be working on something. So yes, it's possible. But at the same time, it's been 2 years. They come out of the blue, uninvited, and say, hey, we're doing this showcase. They didn't have to come out and tell us they were doing a showcase. They could have just kept waiting until their studios were done with whatever the fuck they're doing, right? Like, people would be bitching, but whatever, you know what I'm saying? But like, they decided to come out with this garbage ass showcase. I actually went through this a couple days ago in a stream. I think it was Thursday. I went through this entire fucking list, right? Because I wrote down almost every game except for two. Every game except for two. Literally every game except for like Final Fantasy, and then as of right now, the Phantom Blade Zero. Every game is going to be on fucking either PC or it's going to be on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. So it's like, what PlayStation game showcase? What PlayStation games, dude?
You
Or
should
make
just
that
saw the
four.
third-party
Spider-Man as well.
showcase.
Wait,
Yeah.
I fucking forgot. Spider-Man is going to eventually be on PC. So it's like, yeah, Final Fantasy, and then like that fucking Phantom Blade Zero. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just kind of like, okay, like they could have just waited. And so this concept, like, okay, yeah, they have games that they're holding back. So does fucking Xbox, apparently. But you know, the person who wrote this, it's a rumor. He states it's a rumor. He said that multiple industry insiders have reported they're holding back, and the only reason they even came out and said that they're holding back is because people are pissed about the fucking showcase, dude. Like, I've actually seen the most negative pushback from PlayStation fans after this showcase than I've ever seen in my 8 years here. How long have I been in this community?
But Final Fantasy 16 is going
7
to
years.
be on PC too at some
Eventually.
point. Like, probably next year, it's going to be on PC. So even that one doesn't really, like, everything they showed is going to be on PC eventually, or at launch will be on PC and Xbox. So, or just PC. But yeah, like, we talked about this earlier in the show, where it's like, it's funny because when Phil Spencer said, I'm more excited
for the things they didn't show.
The things they didn't show than the things they did, and we were just like, well, why the F didn't you
Why
show us
didn't you
that,
show anything? Right.
jerk? Right? And all the ponies laughed, but now they're not laughing because they're
Like,
the
this shit ain't
ones
funny, man.
they're the ones saying it now. Hey, look, man, they might do a showcase later this year. They maybe they got 2 showcases this year, and I'm like, sir,
Wait till games.
Oh,
Summer Game Fest. That's what they're doing now.
Nam Omar in the chat is saying Phantom Blade Zero is also coming to PC, Luca. Oh, well, PlayStation doesn't have any
when
fucking
it eventually
exclusives, I
comes
guess.
out,
You know
there
what
might
I'm
be
saying?
a PS6 out by the time
Exactly.
that game actually drops.
Fucking
Where's Lost Soul Aside?
Welcome to Jim Ryan's PlayStation, y'all.
Jim, my third favorite liar, Ryan. You know, shout out to him.
Y'all were giving all of this, all of this praise. He was giving to PlayStation and Jim Ryan, and they seem to forget that all the stuff up to the PlayStation 5 was already pretty much in development when Sean Layton and Andrew House was there. And Jim Ryan just happened to be there when all that stuff released, when God of War 2018 came out, when Spider-Man came out, when Last of Us Part 2 came out, and all of these other games that was in development before Jim Ryan even thought about being CEO of PlayStation. And now you're starting to see what the PlayStation looks like under Jim Ryan. And if this is the first instant of it, it ain't good.
Shout out to JD with Super Chat saying, you mean the same insiders that leaked the showcase and we're hyping it up? The same insiders that had PlayStation fans looking crazy? Well, blame Series S for that. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, like, I didn't actually get spoiled with any of the insiders because I was not fucking paying attention. But apparently a bunch of people, actually, a couple of, PlayStation doesn't have fucking insiders, okay? They don't have insiders, okay? They have a bunch of people who would like to paint themselves as insiders, coming through and offering these like outlandish predictions, and then being like, oh, and disappearing off the face of the earth when they're wrong. Shout out to JD saying, "Hey Forte,
yo, what's up?"
All right, please hit the like button, guys. Would be much appreciated. It helps the algorithm. But yeah, Mr. Jim Ryan, my third favorite liar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's a new like supposed PlayStation insider. I don't remember his name, but he comes up with like the weirdest fake stats in the history of mankind. Like he be like,
Who does?
I don't. What the hell is his? I don't remember what his name is. But he said some shit like, last year I had like a 95% correction rate, and then I'm like the second best in terms of being right, and everybody's like, who's first? And like, where the fuck did any of these stats come from? Like, how do you know you're second best, like, or third or some shit or whatever? Like where are you getting any of these NBA stats from? Like,
is there a website is there a website that's tracking this?
ESPN stat, if I've ever heard it in my life. Like, on the third Thursday of the second month in the leap year, I was right. Like, what the fuck? Who cares?
I've only used the term "take it with a grain of salt" 3 times, so therefore, you know, I'm far more reliable than my competitors.
Oh man,
I don't understand this idea, and I don't get it. Like, why do you even want to be a fucking insider? Like, what's the point, dude? Like, people, I don't get that shit, man. Like, people, I don't get it. I don't get it, man. I don't get it at all. It doesn't make sense to me.
If you build a big enough following, then people will start giving you free shit.
Yeah, but can't they
it
do
has nothing to
something
do
else?
with whether or not you're correct or right or credible or any of that. If you build a big enough following, people start giving you free shit. That's what it's for.
It is true.
I would rather.
Mass would know.
Trust me when I tell you.
But
that's not a following.
You know,
That's
you're not an insider though. You know, so there's other ways
them
to
codes,
build up a
Mass. I know you got a lot of them unfulfilled that just sitting in your email, man.
I'm not. You're probably right. I've been in Mexico for like a week, so I don't know what the fuck's in my
welcome back.
now.
Hey, if you got Diablo 4, you know, hit a brother up, man. You saying?
Let me look while we're here.
Not him saying let me look.
What?
All right.
I got dibs.
Okay, so real quick, let's discuss the PlayStation 5 remote play handheld allegedly just has 4 hours of battery life.
That would be in line with the rest of PlayStation's accessories.
Oh yeah?
Awesome, Steve.
Oh man, why just buy a backbone, y'all. Just buy a backbone.
Yeah, it's buy a backbone.
That should exist.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looks I'm not sure, you know, I don't know how I feel about the design.
Why should be like $250 too?
Oh, no.
You paying nothing but for a screen with 2 handles.
They took a controller and them old ass Samsung tablets that nobody wanted. That was like $12.50.
Oh,
you get it with like if you bought an Amazon Alexa, you would get a tablet. Like,
well, not the trash tablets.
I am buying them earbuds though. As soon as the earbuds go up on sale,
I like the earbuds.
They are mine. I am buying them as soon as they are available. I don't care what the price is.
All right. Okay, so you can stop sharing your screen. Not a saber-toothed tiger mouth. Oh man, it does actually. Okay, so real quick, let's do a channel member topics. So Meat Puppet says most people I assume gave a low score to the PlayStation Showcase. Matter of fact, real quick before we move on, guys, what's your score for the PlayStation Showcase after sitting on it for a few days? My score is a 5.
I'm still giving it a hard D.
Okay. Wait, what?
Pause.
A hard D.
Okay, all right. It's a 5. It's a 5.
Okay, so shout out to Texas with Super Chat saying PlayStation fans got no games. Wait till Games Fest. Maybe next year. Jim Ryan needs to be fired. That's how they treat us bots. Exactly. Shout out to Jay. Thank you, Texas. Shout out to JD Games with the Super Chat saying JD Gamer, that is. With a Super Chat saying, Jez asked, Phil Spencer gives you a blank check to make your dream Xbox/PC game based on a Microsoft-owned IP. What studio is it and what game is it? Ooh, great question.
Okay.
Thank you, JD.
Oh man. Damn. All right. It's going to take some thinking here.
Okay, a singer, you should have an answer on deck.
Right.
Bot. Nautical. Answer on deck. Bot.
What's the question again?
They're so devoid of games they can't even think of what it would be like if you had it.
What is a Microsoft-owned IP?
A lot of stuff now. Apparently, you can think about all the Double Fine stuff, all of Obsidian stuff, all of stuff. Yeah.
Fallout New Vegas 2, Obsidian.
Oh yeah, there you go. That actually might be in development right now.
We'll fucking see. Singer? Oh my god, is he even here? Okay, he is here. Now y'all struggle. Think of it. I'm gonna let you guys. I'm gonna let
Struggling
y'all think
hard.
about it.
This is hard.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you guys think about it. JD, we will
People
come
just
back to
like,
okay, because I'm about to start reading off these scores. So while I'm reading the scores, please think about it. But Drew gave it a 4, Geekhead gave it a 4, and Bandy gave it a 4.5. Papa Bro gave it a 5. Brian gave it a 6.5. Me Puppet gave it a 3. Max gave it a 5.5. Trophies and Clips gave it a 4. Broken Lobo gave it a 6. Spencer gave it a 6. Texas gave it a 5. Arcade gave it a 5. Black Dragon gave it a 3. Blessed 5. A JD 6. Arcade. Okay, me first, please 3. Mikavelli gave it a 3. Foxy gave it a 6. Don gave it a 4. Butch gave it a 4. Dom gave it a 5. Fark gave it a 4. Iman gave it a 5. Atari Gaming Extremist gave it an 8. Okay, as a gamer. Saber gave it a 9.9. I took away 0.1 for factions being delayed. Blade X gave it a 5. Lionel gave it goddamn 1. Okay.
Damn.
All right. Erodimus gave it an 11. Okay. Joe gave it a 2. Fark -10. Nam gave it a 5. Rome gave it a 2. I'll give it an 11 because I love to see the world burn. Absolutely. Party Up gave it a 5. Seagun gave it a 3. Mixa gave it a -2. All right. Boys.
L.5.
You give it a what now?
L.5.
Exactly. L after L after L. All right. So what Microsoft owned IP would you like to see as an Xbox PC game?
Okay, I'll go since these bots ain't got nothing.
I
for
know
y'all.
it's like baffling because
It's
they're so used to not having games that they can't even think of anything. Goddamn.
right. I'm gonna go with a Halo ODST, but not a first person shooter, but a third person shooter. And maybe a little cover base because they're gonna need cover. They're not Spartans, they're ODSTs. But a narrative focus, third person perspective, Halo ODST. Studio to do it, I want the Coalition.
Okay.
On Unreal Engine 5.
Nice. Okay.
There you go.
Oh, what's up? It's my big sister in the chat. Red, what's goody, my girl? How you doing? Good to see you.
Red answered me. What's up?
Either Project Gotham Racing, and I want Playground to do it, or Dance Central, because I just like watching my wife dance around. It's
nice.
I want Heavenly Sword done by Obsidian.
That was also a good one.
Yeah. Wait, by who?
Heavenly Sword, Ninja Theory.
Yeah, but who do you want to do it?
Obsidian.
Why Obsidian, not Ninja Theory?
It's
their game.
I want to see what. Yeah, but I want Obsidian to. I prefer Obsidian's work, so I want Obsidian to have a stab.
You imagine if they just took their fucking IP and were just like, we're not going to let you work on another. Can you imagine?
It did say any IP.
Yeah, I know. You're right. You're right. Shout out
Brian
to
East in the chat says Sony owns the Heavenly Sword IP. I don't know.
Yes.
They do.
Okay.
They can't use that.
What? I thought Ninja Theory owned it.
Oh.
All right. So thank you. Shout out to Spencer saying Fable under Obsidian. And then thank you. And JD said I should score at -6 for showing a movie trailer. No, you're right. You are definitely right.
That definitely should have took points away for showing a movie trailer. That's how you do that.
That was TV.
I was baffled.
I want Halo Wars done by In Exile.
Good.
Ooh, okay. I want Crackdown done by Coalition.
You want a
Crackdown by the Coalition?
Yes.
You want a Crackdown? Okay. Well, we all like different things. Okay.
I love
because
Halo Wars.
we may finally.
I would love to see
Get a good
NXL
one?
make it.
Yeah, we may finally have a good Crackdown if Coalition does it.
I
Okay.
don't want to see Crackdown again
I
unless
never
it's
want
like
to see it
a
again, to be
completely
honest.
different like gameplay design. Like
But
I
that
don't want
Crackdown 3 traumatized so many people. That was the
it,
breaking point for so many bots, man. I'm gonna keep it real
it's
with you.
too archaic. It's too outdated. Like the way Crackdown plays,
And
yeah.
I
You
know
can't
this is
come
off
back to that
topic,
no more.
but what the fuck was the point of of them shooting out Sunset Overdrive like 2 days before the? Like, does anybody know?
I mean, they
Yeah.
were just having a
They-
funny,
What was
silly
the point?
time.
They
They were just
always,
having fun.
they're
Just
always
teasing
doing
people for
that.
no reason, yeah.
What's the point of that? Yeah, I was just thinking about it when I was
Just-
going through like
Just
Xbox,
hyping up ponies
Xbox games,
for
and I was
nothing.
like, what the fuck was the point of them tweeting that out?
They had them so excited. We about to get a Sunset Overdrive remaster
know.
and a part 2.
All right,
No.
so ACO gives it
You
a
got nothing.
4. Even after rewatching, you give it a 4. Giga 3, Codweeb, trash out of 10. Mr. Benjamin saying 2 on 10 for Sony as a casual, 6 out of 10. So yeah, listen, pretty similar scores on that end. Shout out to JD saying, "Ooh, Enslaved Odyssey to the West 2 by Ninja Theory." Okay,
Okay.
I like that.
Oh yeah, that would be actually pretty cool.
And then shout out to Foxy saying Coalition Gear 6. She's like, "Where's my gears at?
Yeah.
Where the fuck is my gears at?" No glitches and amazing servers. How's that Gears multiplayer? Okay, we just move on.
Where's
With
my tumbleweed screenshot? That's what it's like.
All right. So Meat Puppet's asking, what do you think the Xbox showcase will be for your score? I don't know.
12.6.
You know, like I'm so used to them disappointing me that I don't even get disappointed anymore at this point. You
I'm
know,
gonna go
like
Price is Right and go one number above the PlayStation Showcase. So I gave PlayStation Showcase a 5. I'm gonna give them a 6 right now.
Like
I'm
I
gonna
said,
give 'em a
L.6. You know how many times Xbox has got an alley oop that was right above the rim, and all they had to do was tap it in, and they somehow fucked that up? They gonna miss. They gonna miss. I have zero faith in them.
This
They gonna
is
miss.
you being on the other end of the court. There's nobody defending you. It's
Right.
just you and the goal, and you just got through. It's just a
And
layup.
And they
Bounce
gave
it
you
off
stairs.
the backboard, and if
They
you
gave
wanted
no,
to
they
make
gave you
sure,
stairs to the rack. You just had to walk up the stairs and drop that bitch in, and they gonna miss.
Okay, Red in the chat said, "Look, if they did what Red in the chat does, it instantly becomes a better show than PlayStation show. Hellblade 2 gameplay, and it looks great. Yeah, better show than Sony show right off the bat.
Availed gameplay.
Starfield.
Gameplay.
They're doing a show.
That's
for
afterwards. Yeah,
Yeah, that is afterwards.
Actual gameplay.
Yeah, Avowed. I would like to see some more for Avowed. Please, yeah, show us like what the fuck everyone else is doing, man. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. We'll see. Like, I'm so used to
Microsoft
them
got a layup
disappointing
out
me.
here. Microsoft got a layup out here. Let's see if they
Imagine they show
They gonna get blocked by the rim.
like at least 10 of the games that we saw at the Sony showcase. They show them
blocked at the real.
they show them at this Xbox showcase. Imagine that.
We just
And I
seen
wanna
these
see-
games.
I want to see real Fable. I don't want to see another fairy get ate up by a frog. I want to
Okay.
see real. I want to see what the game look like. I want to see like character models. I want to see a chicken get kicked. I mean, because that's the thing, right? I want to see.
Get kicked.
Hey, look, it's Fable, man. If you ain't kicking chickens, it ain't Fable. So
That's
I
true.
want to see Fable again. No, not again, for the first time. I want to see it for the first time. That Hellblade 2 is gotta be. Hellblade 2 has to be there. Like, there's just no.
When did Hellblade 2 get announced?
But the same time they announced the Xbox Series X, like moments afterwards, like literally same moment. It was just crazy. Like, we haven't.
God,
seen
you're
gameplay
right.
yet.
We need to see gameplay for Hellblade 2. I'm with you. I agree. All right. Okay, so I don't know. Listen, Singer, what do you think it'll score?
I think it'll probably be like
That's
depends what they show. Like if they give Forza, like they show off the Forza, they show off the Fable, they show off the Evade, they show off Hellblade is instantly 10 out of 10, but I don't know if they can pull it off, so I'll be conservative and I'll give it a 7. I'll give it a 7 out of 10.
I'm going to predict Luca is not going to give a number.
Are
I
we
mean, that's
talking?
possible.
Are we
Also,
talking?
Slomo, you missed the critical part of Fable gameplay.
What, raising the family and then abandoning them?
STDs. Come on, man.
Oh, yeah, there's the...
Yeah, man. I managed to collect 50, yo. It was
oh,
crazy.
wow.
Yeah, we were having a competition. No. We were having a competition on Fable who could get the most. So all 4 of us were playing through the game. And we were trying to see.
How do you live afterwards?
Hey, man, I'm just saying you could be a free person in the game, you know?
Shoot.
Free fall.
You don't have to be nailed down. You know, you can.
You don't have to be nailed down.
All right. Okay. So thank you, Meat Puppet. So next question is, Smitty said, why is third party versus first party so important? And is it more important than exclusives? It's important because people buy these platforms in order to play specific titles that are only available on said platform. You know, you think people would be playing on the Switch if fucking Zelda was on PC or something, or on PlayStation or Xbox? No, people would choose to play on those other platforms.
I think people still play on Switch.
I still think there would be significantly more people playing on other platforms.
Oh, I agree with that.
Because
I agree with that.
The gameplay would be better. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I agree, 100%.
Better in terms of like technically. So it gives people a reason and justification for purchasing certain devices. You know what I'm saying? Like me personally, I got my Xbox Series X to play Destiny 2 at 60 frames per second, and I don't fucking regret it. I don't regret it at all. But like other people bought the Series X to play games
for a hope and a dream.
In theory, you know what I'm saying? But also people buy the PlayStation 5 for games that they can't get anywhere else. Demon Souls Remake. I bought a PS5 for Demon Souls Remake. No regrets. Got the platinum. Just letting y'all know. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's why first party versus third party is important, because if it wasn't important, then like what's the point of having these platforms? Anyone else wants to add in?
Facts.
Factual, spoken like a true scholar.
I wasn't paying attention, but yeah, facts.
You never pay attention when anybody is talking. You know, you never pay attention. All right, you are a hater to the nth degree. And you hurt my feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like you hurt my feelings. Anyway,
you be all right.
So thank you, Smitty. All right, so Brandon says, hello, Luca. I just wanted to say I did not like the PlayStation Showcase. I gave it a 4.5 out of 10. Should we as gamers start questioning Jim Lyon flying all over the world, Ryan and Herman Double H hosts?
Are you reading the channel member stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, because you normally have it on screen, so I didn't realize that we were doing it.
I mean, I don't know why I have it on screen. None of you actually pay attention when it's up there.
I do pay attention when it's up there. Yes, I do.
All right, I'll put it up there. All right. I don't know. This man is just lying for no fucking reason. But whatever. Just lying for no fucking reason. But anyway, okay. Are you confident with Sony after they had a bad showcase? First party studios missing, showing Gran Turismo movie trailer, a cloud device, and earbuds, canceling games, closing down a studio. Oof. Rumors of the KOTOR remake having trouble because PlayStation wanted it to be more cinematic. Naughty Dog doing damage control for their Factions games, and Bungie is the final judge for all their PlayStation Live service games. Also, I noticed Xbox is getting cocky with their tweet about games coming to Xbox after the PlayStation Showcase, clapping back at IGN, and now having their showcase in Starfield Direct in movie theaters. Oh, that is true. They are. Phil and Matt Booty, please save us and give us great gameplay from first party. You know, we all have different hopes and dreams, Brandon, and I appreciate your enthusiasm. 100%, my boy. I definitely appreciate it. Okay. And then Smoke says, sup, guys. What's your scariest way to die? Mine is being eaten alive. I grew up with a kid
Drowning.
whose mom was eaten by a crocodile right in front of him by the river at my grandparents' place. Messed up part is the thing is still alive till this day. There are still a few cases every year. A few cases every year?
Remember the alligator, the crocodile is still alive?
Yeah.
They didn't. Usually, when a crocodile kills a human, they go hunt the crocodile down and kill it.
Okay. So Luca, I
What
couldn't
the
finish
heck?
Kong, those lizard things, man, and Anaconda, Jaws. Fuck, dude, I feel you. So anyway, my scariest way to die, if this was like a real way to actually die, I just rewatched Kong Skull Island. The bugs in that, they freak me out. So I'm scared of bugs in general. So that would be anything involving bugs would be a scary way to die, in my opinion. But after that, I mean, there are several scary ways for me to die as a woman that you that are more inclined to happen to me as a woman. So name any of those. And then I have a personal fear of water because when I was in 6th grade, I was bullied during summer, and these girls, their final act of bullying was pushing me into the deep end when I didn't know how to swim, so I almost drowned. So I have a deep-seated fear of water there, which my mother is like, you need to get over that, bitch. And I'm just like, you're right. She didn't call me a bitch, but she said I did need to get over it and learn how to swim. And she's right. I do need to learn how to swim. But yeah, so bugs or drowning, guys?
Drowning all day. Drowning makes you feel like it's like the one helpless thing, like it's nowhere to go. It's like
I'm gonna say probably being eaten alive by a bear, because
The Revenant.
Yeah,
The Revenant. That was crazy.
I read a true story about this guy that like people called him the bear whisperer, and I don't know if this dude just was always buddy with bears that had a full stomach or not, but like he and his girlfriend got it wrong. Like this happened like probably about 2 decades ago, but
Complexion. Complexion.
Oh, you know you.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry.
Translucent. Continue. You know what it is.
Okay, continue.
And the bear ate them alive, and then it was because the dude was like always trying to like get this stuff on National Geographic and stuff. It was recorded. I probably wish I didn't listen to that, because I couldn't get that out of my head for a long time. So
that's pretty scary. All right, so let's move on. We're gonna go ahead and do some non-gaming topics because me and Slomo almost got into a verbal altercation about this.
Oh Lord!
What is the best superhero movie? I say Logan. All right. Personally, just watch Logan. I'm like, no, this shit's fucking fire. Absolutely astounding. Slomo's like, fuck you, whore. Okay, that's what he said.
Yeah, goddamn.
And so, like, I want to know what's the best superhero movie.
I didn't say the few part. But...
The horror part, you said?
No, I didn't say that either. I didn't say any of that actually. Logan is a great movie. It's the best X-Men movie. But that's it.
Okay, so
best superhero movie? No, I don't even think it's close, honestly.
Okay. Are you gonna name what your best is, or are you just gonna?
I would go with. I'll just name some off the top of my head. The Dark Knight.
I just need one.
Dark Knight.
Okay, I think Dark Knight has issues in the third act, personally. But that's just me. What about you? And I think Logan is a solid movie throughout the entirety of it, personally. But the Dark Knight is still an astounding movie. I love it so much. So, all right, let me look at the. Anybody on here watch
the Dark Knight? Logan, or it's between Dark Knight, Logan, and Civil War or Captain America. Yeah, the
Winter Soldier or
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier. Okay. All right. Singer, do you watch superhero movies?
I do. I'd have to say Dark Knight. Let me think. Is there anything? Yeah, Dark Knight. Yeah, for me.
The Dark Knight is the second one. Fun. All right, so Mav, that is. So, let's see here. Nathaniel says Black Panther. Foxy says Logan's amazing, but Civil War. Let's see here.
I
Kevin
think
says
Winter
Marvel's
Soldier
Avengers.
is better than Logan as well.
Mike says Blade 1 and 2. The
Blade
hot.
2.
I love Blade. I fucking
Blade
love Blade.
2 is amazing.
Absolutely
I love Blade.
astounding.
Yeah,
Absolute great picks, Mike. Absolutely
Absolutely
astounding.
fantastic.
Fucking fantastic. Max says hot take: the Dark Knight trilogy has bad fight choreography. I agree with you.
It does. It absolutely does.
It does.
They try to hide it by, I don't know if it's like if Bale just couldn't do fighting in that suit or something, but they try to hide it by having the camera angles be so close. But it's like 20,000 cuts in a fight, and it's just like, bro, like what did I just watch? I don't know what happened.
Unpopular opinion, maybe. I'm not really the biggest fan of Christian Bale's Batman. I like his Bruce Wayne, but not his Batman. Let's see here. Drew says Dark Knight's top 3. Gogo says Winter Soldier. Brian says I feel like the original Watchmen movie is highly underappreciated. I feel like the Watchmen movie isn't. I think Watchmen is an excellent movie. It's an excellent movie, and my first time I watched it, I was 17 or 16 or 17. I couldn't go to the theater by myself, so I convinced my mom to take me because I was like, well, it's a superhero movie. Blue dicks everywhere. The sexual assault scene, then the lovemaking scene. I was just sitting there like, man, I wish my mom was not sitting here next to me as there's a blue dick on my screen. You know what I'm saying? But Watchmen is an excellent film. All right. Mika Valley says Black Panther. ACL says Blade. Blade X says Spider-Man 2. Excellent film. Fun speculation, Dark Knight. Brian, okay, you already said that. Red says Blade, Winter Soldier, Logan. Yes. Mike says Infinity War. Infinity War is also excellent.
Yes, it is.
Should have gone for the head. That shit was awesome. That shit was awesome, dude.
I'd also say Into the Spider-Verse.
Excellent. Let's see here. Blue Moon says Superman 2. Gregor says Days of Future Past. That is a good movie. Spider-Man 2. Dark Knight says Jigga. Red says Dawn. Okay. I would say the Fast and Furious movies are excellent.
Actually, that one where he turned a missile with his hand. That shit was fantastic.
They all have Wolverine's healing factor.
I like the one where he turned he was a clairvoyant or whatever, or he could see the future. I don't fucking know what was going on there.
The one where the one where they went to space, and then there was that other one where he broke out of his cast after it just fucking got put on his arm, like because.
He just flexed his muscle and the cast just breaks. Now his arm is healed. Like what?
That shit, but all right.
All right. So, all right. Next question. So, have you guys seen that? Like, who's eating this?
Ew.
What
the?
Who's getting this?
What did they do? Like food coloring on
they
the
did
buns?
Food coloring, yeah.
And on the sesame seeds?
Yes. Well, no, that's what the sesame seeds are supposed to look like, right? Or black?
No, they're supposed to be like beige color, right?
Actually, I don't know.
Yeah, that ain't it. That's not it.
I looked at that sandwich when I was there getting food for the kids the other day. Was like, nah, bro.
I'm so glad we don't have that over here.
That is disgusting. I mean, and the thing is that, when they do like these promos, they try to make it look as appealing as possible. That's the best you could do. Because the actual sandwich ain't gonna look like that. It's gonna look even worse. That looks terrible.
People actually showed me what the sandwich looked like, but I'm not sharing it because it grossed me out. So
please do. Thank you.
I
don't.
So me personally, first of all, me and Burger King have murder beef anyway, but get it because beef because it's okay. But yeah, we have murder beef anyway, so I don't even I don't think I would eat. I can't even remember the last time I had Burger King, dude. A shout out to Phil, who's been a member for 16 months, saying that's the Krabby Patty that almost killed Mr. Krabs. Exactly.
Damn.
JD Gamer, don't take that wrong, but I'm sorry. You ate that?
I just maybe
you
this is
don't love yourself, man.
I'm like, I know it tastes like a regular Whopper because that's what people are telling me. Here's my thing: I can't eat food if it looks visually unappealing to me. Like, I just can't do it. It grosses me out. You know what I'm saying?
I can't even look at it. I'm not
Yeah.
even looking at the screen right now. I'm just
Okay.
yeah.
Cool. All right, then let's do another one. Saying, okay, so one's got to go for life: spaghetti, wings, steak, or shrimp. Slomo, can you eat any of these foods?
I can eat all of them. Okay. Should I eat all of them is a different question. And look, I can eat all of them. Damn it! All
I'm gonna
right.
keep it a buck. I've had enough spaghetti in my life that I could go without eating it for the rest of it.
I'll
Facts.
be honest.
Facts on that.
Steak can go because yeah.
A great steak is better
Good
than
medium
any
porterhouse?
spaghetti you will ever eat.
No. But
What was the options again?
They're on the
they're on
screen, man.
Oh, I wasn't looking at the
See,
screen.
this is what I fucking mean. Like, why do
Look,
I even
you talking
share
about
my
me?
screen?
You talking?
Okay?
I didn't say nothing. You didn't hear me open my mouth about this scenario.
Okay. All right.
I'm looking at
that's
the
fair.
screen. I'm looking at the screen now. Oh no, spaghetti can go.
Spaghetti's actually my favorite food, guys.
Spaghetti can go.
I said,
do you see that? Do you see those all that garlic and stuff that's all peppered on that steak? Nah, bro, can't give that up.
yeah,
Can't give that up.
I get rid of shrimp because I barely ever
Oh
eat
no,
shrimp.
I
Oh
can't.
no, I ain't giving
I can't
shrimp up.
I can't give shrimp up
I
either.
ain't giving shrimp up.
The thing is, Brian, it's not that I've never eaten steak. It's just at the moment I'm big on chicken and fish. I really don't care about red meat, so I'll just get rid of
We are
steak.
getting older. You're right.
The amount of times I've heard there's spaghetti in the fridge is it's just too much. It's just too much to count.
No,
Like,
I love
anytime I'm
spaghetti.
hungry and my mom's like, "It's spaghetti in the fridge," like
You're like, I
I
don't
know
eat
that
spaghetti.
shit was there. On Sunday. It's Thursday. I don't know if you know this, but I just want to eat something else.
For the other three foods, I can recall times where I've had like just great shrimp, great wings, like a perfectly prepared steak will make you just like savor every bite. I have never had that kind of experience with spaghetti.
Really?
Never.
I mean, my mom and my grandpa make some really good spaghetti, and my mom's ex-boyfriend made really good spaghetti. So I just have had good experiences with it. Exactly, JD. All right. I had some bad wings. I was so upset a couple weeks ago before I saw Guardians. The wings were trash, dude. All right, real quick. This is what they told me to look up this Halloween burger. And this is the Halloween Whopper that they did.
My god.
What?
Why?
Why?
What
Who said this was okay?
I would eat. Well, you know.
No.
No.
Taking it away. It's a horror movie, yo. I see why it's for Halloween. Oh my god, that looks like what a Whopper would look like after like 3 years, just sitting in someone's like trunk or something. Ew, yo.
Nah, bro, that ain't it. That ain't it.
All right, and another.
I ain't ate dinner yet. Now I ain't got no appetite.
All right, one has to go: carrot cake, lemon cake, vanilla cake, red velvet.
Carrot cake.
Lemon cake.
Get carrot cake the fuck up out of here.
Lemon cake.
Check this out.
Lemon
Check this
cake.
out. I'm allergic to red velvet, and I'm still going to choose carrot cake.
No, why does everyone hate carrot cake?
It's nasty.
It's like, who the fuck wants carrot cake?
Clearly, you haven't had good carrot cake. Because
I've had
even
good carrot
eat
cake.
red
I would still
velvet
eat
without
the other
needing
ones.
that EpiPen, and I'm gonna choose carrot cake out of here, yo.
like, it has to be lemon cake because vanilla cake's too good. Red velvet's super nice. Carrot cake is just savory. It's just so good. A really good carrot cake is just perfect. So yeah, lemon cake can get the fuck out.
We got this place called Nuttin' Bun Cakes.
Oh yes, we do.
Oh,
We got it
we
here
have that
too.
too.
Nuttin'
Yeah,
Bun
Lemon cake
cakes.
is like that shit is
Man,
diabetes in a little butler
So
form.
delicious.
I will
that
catch-
cream cheese, cream cheese, man, bro. Woo.
All right, chat. I'm gonna need carrot cake gang in the chat. Let's go.
You ain't gonna get that.
Carrot Cake Gang. We have to stand
it's like
strong.
you and like one other dude, and
Nah.
What other dude?
There's
y'all
more
can have
carrot cake
all the
lovers in
carrot
the
cake
chat.
in the world. Y'all can have that exclusively. I can keep that over there.
All right. So I guess that's it. I guess we can go ahead and skedaddle, unless there's anything else you guys want to discuss before we get out of here.
Nope.
And we could like do a.
PlayStation and Xbox. This console generation is trash. This whole.
I mean, it's only 3 years in, right? Like, how
Yeah,
was
that's a
last
long-ass
generation? I know.
Long-ass
I know.
Look at all the carrots.
In a year and a half, we're about to have the mid-gen refresh consoles.
It's two people
And-
singing.
No, there's not.
There's
Imam,
two people with the
Rodimus,
carrots.
Don. No, there's 4, 5. I count 5, sir.
They are furries.
That
They just
is
like Bugs Bunny on Halloween.
3 people. and
Gregor,
one of them keeps
Lobo.
keeps-
Hang on. Gregor, Lobo, Imam,
look, they trolling at this
Rodimus,
point. They don't even like carrot cake.
Don,
Yeah,
they're
Biggie
just
Brothers. I mean, Carrot Cake, Carrot Cake Gang. Just, you know.
They are
Yeah.
all.
I mean, I
furries.
I
That's
don't
what it
think
is.
this. I mean, it's only been 3 years, right? I mean, do you guys in the chat agree? Like, for this generation, it's been ass so far, or what? Are we gonna blame the global panorama for this too?
I'm not blaming the global panorama for publishers deciding to release games unfinished.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yep.
Take more time to put it in the oven.
Right.
I do agree with you on that one. Yeah, I just don't. I'm actually not too. I mean, it's whatever. I'm not even gaming right now, so maybe you have a point. Like, you had a point, Maslin.
Listen, I am happy that I am addicted to one game, because if I ain't had this one game, I don't know what I would do.
That's fair. I think that's fair. All right. Well, I guess we could start heading on out. I did want to say I'm currently watching Demon Slayer. Absolutely fucking fantastic so far. Having a goddamn ball of a time. Loving it so far. It's been great. That's been my main thing. So if if you're an anime boy or girly, go ahead and check Lan out. Other than that, yeah, like I'm kind of like looking at for other things. I don't think too much happened this week, like non-gaming wise. I mean, there's a lot of Discord on socials, but these people are so goddamn annoying all the time that it's like whatever, you know what I'm saying? Actually, there was just this post where the person was all like, mothers hate their daughters, and people were like, you can't just generalize. And then other people who are I'm assuming that they're all in their fucking early 20s and late teens were like, it's not a generalization. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. I'm just like, do you guys not understand how language works? You not understand how language works? If you don't add a clarifying word, then people are going to take it as general. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
like this dumb stuff like that. But listen, it's difficult for me to go back, Gregor. I don't know. All right, let's go ahead and get out of here.
That's a wrap. Luke ain't coming back.
Let's get out of here. Did we do the sandwich one where it's PB&J, tuna, egg salad?
No, we didn't.
Okay. Okay, last one before we get out of here, guys. All right, one gotta go. PB&J, tuna, egg salad, grilled cheese. Get tuna the fuck up on out of here.
Bye, tuna.
Goodbye,
PB&J.
dude.
Actually,
no.
Yeah,
Grilled,
PB&J.
you say
I can't eat 50% of this.
And tuna still got to go.
And yeah, tuna still gotta go. Tuna is the one that I could eat if I wanted to. Actually, 75% of this I'm not supposed to eat. This is
You
terrible.
eat the grilled cheese sandwich though, can't you? Woo!
I would get rid of
I
tuna
would
because
regret it
just
like 10 minutes later.
just like Maslin. First of all, tuna is good. Don't get me wrong, but just like Maslin said, growing up, I heard too much. Mom, can we eat some? Can we eat something that's not fucking tuna from a can? And she's like, nope. Especially, I used to live in Iowa, and I remember those long nights of us eating that.
What's it like in Iowa? Like,
I was a baby, so I don't know.
Okay.
The
I've
unfortunate
never
thing
heard of
over
anyone's
here is
Viola. You know.
PB&J is not as big as it is in America, for one. Two, I love tuna fish because I can make so many different fruit meals with it. Like I could turn it into a whole bunch of things. It's a pretty universal thing to have. So I'm like,
Like
you know,
what?
I love tuna. I make a nice tuna rice salad. I also use tuna for sandwiches, rolls, a variety of other dishes with like rice and
Hmm.
pasta. Tuna pasta bake. Like there's a lot of things you could do with tuna. So and peanut butter jelly never took off over here like it did in America. Like I
That's
know it's
fair.
beloved in America, but over here, you walk into a shop and ask for a peanut butter jelly sandwich, they'll be like, "We ain't got any."
I
So
think that's fair. All right, let me get these channel members and let's get out of here. So shout out to Iman, Lionel, Damon, Tevin, H Dog, Derek, Stankmaw, King Metrotron, Meat Puppet, Scroat, Phil, Mr. Dolo, DQ, John, Smokes, Jorenza, Stardust, Outlaw, Riskit, Stone, Dexflex, Starbuck, Kenny, DC, Shogun, Mike, It's Me Baby, Big Daddy, Smitty, Plus on the Block Podcast, El Huito, Sub Negro, X-Man, Yobi, MJ Jazzy, Erotimus, and Bandy, Dom, Sir Duck, Sycamore, Zion, Danelle Brisky, Corey, Lightstrife, J Bari, Arcade, Pepito, Nautical, Jet, Brandon, Envy, Jarrell, Slomo, and Hannibal. Shout out to you guys. Appreciate you guys being members of the channel. If you want to become a member of the channel, just hit the join button. You can submit topics for the show. And also just support me in this way, and I really do appreciate it. Shout out to all our Super Chat support. If you guys would just hit the like button on your way out, it'd be much appreciated. And yeah, let's go ahead and get these outros out of here, and then frickin' skedaddle. Nautical.
Yo, great show. Really like the conversation. Happy to be here on a Scumcast day or a Scum 101 or a Scum with the Family Day, whatever we're calling the podcast nowadays. Check us out on DPS Podcast this Thursday, 9 p.m. on my channel. It's going to be great with the homeboy Slobo Backslap. Check it out on his channel from last week. It was really good time over there too.
We got special guests coming up.
Yep, definitely do. So stay tuned to next week when we announce that.
Probably Tuesday we'll announce it.
Okay, well, Slomo can just do all that during his part. And
stop interrupting me. Exactly. You're right.
And you guys have a great week and enjoy your holiday with your family.
All right, it is a holiday weekend. Yeah. Mass?
Fuck y'all, kiss my ass. Have a good holiday and subscribe and hit the like button, hoes.
Thank you.
Hoes.
Slow.
Yo, watch DPS from last Thursday. We had a great time. Forte got a little crazy with the soundboard. It is what it is. This Thursday will be on his channel.
What you talking about, Slow-Mo?
Oh my god. That was not an invitation for you to interrupt me. This daggone niggle, I tell you.
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Slow-Mo, why did you like me?
Hey, look, man. Look, please stop. We have a potential special guest that we have a tentative date to bring in the interview. He was is a actor that's been in quite a few things and has been a voice actor for a big game that came out not too long ago. So I don't want to. That's a little
keep that to
tease.
yourself until the day of. So.
Hmm?
I said keep it to yourself until the day of, on the off chance that something comes up and they might cancel or whatever. Just
right.
Case or whatever.
Yeah, I'm just teasing it, but like so far everything seems to be pretty good.
That's good.
But yeah, come through on next Thursday. On Forte channel. We'll have a good time. But yeah, had a great time today too.
Blow your pants off?
What?
Yes,
his name has been that the entire time.
Really? I've not.
Wow.
I've been looking at other things. So.
Well, I was promised at the showcase that I'd blow my pants off, but instead it put me into a coma.
Exactly. You right?
But yeah, shout out to the chat. Shout out to the Carrot Cake gang in the chat. Stand strong. We will fight this. And and Gregor, you are wrong for that, but no hands is correct. Yes, sir.
Okay, anyway, and I'm Luca. I'll catch y'all for another one. Look out for videos throughout the week for any interesting topic that may come up. I do non-gaming stuff too, guys, so okay. Anyway, bye.